Well, I'm Gennady Bratslavsky. I'm a professor and chair of the Department of Urology. Coach and I are good old friends. We've known each other almost for a good 10 years since I've been here in Syracuse. Coach Boeheim probably needs no introduction, but Coach, we're thrilled to have you here.
It's good to be here, and we are old. We're old and old friends, both.
Yes, we're getting up there. So the purpose of this meeting is to talk a little bit about something under the title is off the bench and off the cuff. So I know that you spend a lot of time answering questions about the basketball, but maybe we'll try to change things up a little bit and just ask you a few things about your life off the basketball court. So with everything that has happened in this COVID-19, we're sitting socially distant, we're 6+ feet apart, our masks are in our pockets and ready to go, so many things have changed.
Well, it's 7 months, 8 months ago, who knew? I remember we just played our best game of the year against North Carolina.
Absolutely.
In the ACC tournament, and boom, everything stops. So when you come home, you think, well, this is going to be a month or something, and then we'll be all right. Well, no, it wasn't all right. And obviously, it is such a difficult time for everybody, and to isolate so much. For 50 years, I traveled I was never in Syracuse more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time. Then I was on the road recruiting, speaking, games, meetings, conventions. So I was never at home for more than 2 or 3 weeks. And now it's been 8 months and I haven't left Syracuse in 8 months.
You haven't left your house either.
I really haven't left home other than to play golf. That's been the one saving grace. Every night I'll go over and play 9 holes, and you don't get near anybody and you're outdoors. My kids played more golf this summer than they've ever played. That was one of the great things about this. You got to look for the silver lining. My kids were home for 7 months, so we got to do things together, play games, watch things together, eat home a lot when we were able to go out. That was one of the nice things about finally getting out. You could go out to dinner, although Julie really cooked a lot of good things. We had a lot of good meals at home, and so it was a lot of time spent at home that we haven't done that in a year. We've really never done it.
So let me separate professionalism and professional life a little bit from a family life. What was the biggest challenge professionally that you've experienced? And then I'll ask you about the beauty, about the personal things and the silver lining.
Well, basketball-wise, we were able to get back and have been working out for about 14 weeks. So we were able to get back in the gym, and that was good for the players. They wanted to be in the gym. They were tired of sitting home. So we got limited workouts in, and we gradually progressed to pretty full workouts. And we're hopeful, like everybody, that we'll be able to play the games. They played professional sports, soccer and football, and obviously golf, tennis. So football's going. We're hoping that basketball will go. So the professional part has been good. Recruiting, we pretty much everything on Zoom. So you're not leaving. We usually spend months on the road. We haven't been on the road.
On Zoom, you may actually even recruit me because you will not be able to see my skills.
We have a good idea before we get on Zoom with the skills. But you don't get some of the evaluations, but most of our recruits for this year, next year, we've already seen play. So we're relying on that. And so recruiting's been fine. The players have been great. So, it really has been as good as you could hope it to be professionally during this time. And of course, personally, you just have more time with your family, more time to, I don't really even go, once in a while I go to the grocery store, but I pretty much stayed home and you know, taking care of things in the house, and you know, it's been different for me, and it really kind of it showed me that when you do retire, you need to have things to do.
Yes.
You know, because you just can't sit home. You need to.
So hopefully we're going to have Jim Boeheim for many more years.
Yeah, I hope so.
Maybe there is a lot of silver lining for all of us in Syracuse.
I hope so. I hope I'm going to be, you know, I feel great. I've always thought that age is not a reason you get out. If you're not doing a good job or you don't feel well, then you don't coach. But if you feel well and you can do a good job, then you can coach. I made one change this summer. From May until late September, I went swimming, and we have a pool. I went swimming every day, almost every day, 5 to 6 days a week. I worked out in the pool. I did some exercise in the pool, and then I swam for about a total of 30 to 40 minutes every single day. And you know, I do some Pilates, which I've always done. But the swimming, I thought, was really good because it doesn't hurt your knees, and you're using all your muscles. So I think that was probably the best thing I learned from this whole pandemic, to get in the pool, go swimming. I hadn't been in the pool. Nobody thought I would. My family said, I haven't been in the pool in 20 years. And I said, all right, we'll see. And I do cheat a little. I heat the pool over 80. So that's probably a little cheating, but I was in there.
You kept going. Probably
5 or 6 days, and right through the end of September. So it was really good. That was a big change that I made this summer.
And that's good for your health.
Yeah.
I ran 3 miles yesterday, and the Green Lake Park ground was crying when I was running, but I did make it, and I've done it more than once now, and for me that's also a big of a kind of a personal change. So what would you say in the past 6 months, what would you say that you missed the most? Because there are so many things that are different now, from travel to interaction with friends to seeing so many, to being going out to eat in your favorite places. What is it that you think is the thing that
I think the biggest thing is the traveling, not just for work, but for meetings, trips we go on with coaches, the recruiting trail where you see coaches that you know and you've known for 30 years, worked, coached against, watching players play that you're recruiting. That's a big part of our job, evaluating players. But just the general travel, going to New York or going to Florida for meetings, and just getting out, getting away. And then I think just the normal things that you take for granted of, going shopping and seeing a lot of people, not having the mask on. I think all those things. I've never been one to go to a lot of parties where there's people all around anyway, but just small groups, you miss that. Good friends of ours have stayed away all summer. They've been in California and didn't want to travel, so they've been in California all summer, so we haven't seen them. So there's a lot of little things, but it's like any situation. You find the best parts of it, the things you can really enjoy, and do those things. And the time amazingly has gone by much better than I would have thought 7 or 8 months ago. I would have never thought we could just go 8 months and not do all the things that we've always done. And so it's been good. It's been good time with the family, good exercise time, and even my golf game has gotten a little bit better as well.
Good. So I'm a father of 3 boys. You got a couple of kids. 4 to be exact. And your last one is out of the house now. And I got 2 teenagers, so there is no question that what we as parents had to do was to not only enjoy seeing them, but also provide the environment that would be somewhat enjoyable. So how has this pandemic affected your kids? What have you done to cheer them up because you got a couple of athletes,
Oh yeah.
world-class athletes.
Well, we're very lucky. We have a gym in the house, so my two boys trained 5 days a week from the very beginning. Jimmy came home from college, Buddy was home. So they both have trained for 6 or 7 months till Buddy went back to school in September. Jimmy's still home, not back yet at college, training in our house, in our gym, in our weight room. So that's been unbelievable to have that. We've all played golf together a lot, and they played a lot with their friends, which they hadn't done in a long time. And we've had a lot of meals together at home. We've watched the sporting events. When sporting events have come back, we watched all the games of the NBA in the bubble, and watched all the Yankee games and through the playoffs. So it's been a great time to have 20 and 22-year-old kids back home that had really kind of been gone. I mean, even when you go to college, your buddy was away in the summertime, Sissy was away a lot in the summertime, and even Jimmy was away. They were all home. So it was like having a year of high school back with all of the kids home. So that part was really good and fun. But
a time we may never have again.
Well, no, and I'm not sure we need it again. They're ready. There comes a time. I remember when a lady once told me her daughter was getting ready to go to college, and my wife said to her, "Well, you'll miss her." And she looked at us and she said, "No, I think it's time." And it was like, it's kind of time when they they're ready to go, and you'll see them. And our kids are close; their school's close by, so we go to see them. But it is time when they get over 20, 21, they're ready to
So, and
go.
I'm sure you traveled with kids. So when this is all over and we finally are given green light to travel with or without masks on the plane, but when you feel safe, what is going to be the first place that you and your family are likely to visit?
Well, our family, we always go someplace in the summer. We always have gone 1 or 2 places, and we last time we went to the Bahamas, and we had a great trip there to Atlantis, where we also play in a tournament. So I'm sure that'll be something. The last trip we had together was we went to Italy with the team, and fortunately that was last summer, and we got that in. And it was one of the great trips we've ever had. I mean, can you imagine taking your team and your family to Venice, to Rome, to Florence, and to the little Lake Como area? So we went to those 4 areas with our family and our team, and we played some games. It was one of the best trips that we've ever had. But we'll get back. We'll try to get to Atlantis and find something else that we'll do together.
So it sounds like Bahamas?
Yeah, I
is the
think
next
so.
stop?
I think so, when we get a chance, yeah.
Well, I'll ask a few more questions, and I don't want to belabor this too much, but you did mention that Julie has cooked, and it sounds like she's a phenomenal cook.
She's a good cook. Your wife is a phenomenal cook, because I've had meals that she's prepared. Julie has really learned and kind of figured in this thing, and she's really done an unbelievable job with different dishes. Our family is difficult because one of my sons is really fussy, so she has to keep it within the bounds. He's not going to eat a lot of stuff. But if he's not there, the rest of us will experiment with something. But yeah, she's done a great job. We've had a lot of meals at home, and once we got back to being able to go out, then we pick our times. We go out 2 or 3 nights, and we have one night we take the kids and we go someplace.
Do you cook?
I cannot boil water, so there's no cooking here at all. I have trouble just getting things out of the refrigerator.
All right, so
simple things.
Yeah, so before we wrap it up, this is a beautiful season. It's a fall. We got kind of 3 big holidays coming around. So what do you have as a holiday season at Boeheim's home, and what are you expecting this year?
I think it'll be limited. Normally Thanksgiving we have the team over, and I think this year we will have the team over. We'll be here for Thanksgiving, and of course our players are all tested. We're tested, so we're kind of a group that's everybody's tested. So we'll do that for Thanksgiving and probably Christmas, and have a limited family group at Christmas, as we always do have. But we will be playing games during Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving break, hopefully. And then just before Christmas and really just after Christmas, we'll be playing games. So if everything goes well, which we hope it will, but yeah, we've all been together so much, it's not like we are bringing everybody back because we've all been together. And we'll bring my fourth child, my oldest daughter, will be home for Christmas, and we haven't seen her a while because she's out west in Montana. Hopefully they'll get off the quarantine state list before then, and hopefully in the next month or two things will get somewhat better, somewhat more normal. I think that it seems like we're making some progress, but it's still a battle ahead of us, and we're probably going to have this status quo for a while, and we've just got to figure out how to keep wearing masks and to social distance as much as possible, and try to get through this.
Well, Coach, as always, you've been a huge supporter for Upstate Urology. You've been an inspiration for so many of us living in this area. Certainly, by having you and such a team here, it has helped me recruit so much young talent.
Good.
I think you're changing the demographics of the region, where so many young people and families have moved here. I'd like to thank you. I know it's been very hard on you, on the team, on so many of us, on so many of our families. I thought it was a very important opportunity for the listeners, readers, or those on social media who will see our interview to see another side of Jim Boeheim off the court, answering some of the cuff questions. We'd like to thank you. Good luck this year. We're in it together. We'll make it through, and thanks for all you have done and you continue to do.
Well, thank you. This is great, and we have a great partnership, and I look forward to maintaining that partnership for many years to come.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Pleasure.